I have to tell you, I have had a dramatic upgrade to my opinion of Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez over the last 12 to 18 months. The wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, arguably naive rookie that she once was has been supplanted in a good way by a far more pragmatic, practical, realistic, and quite shrewd political operative. She, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, last night appeared on CNN, interviewed by Jake Tapper, in the context of awaiting the results for the New York 3rd District special election, wherein George Santos's old seat was won by Democrat Tom Suozzi. And she was asked by Jake Tapper about concerns regarding Joe Biden's age. I'm not going to tell you in advance what she says, other than to tell you she is absolutely and completely spot on. Take a listen to this.
Do you have any concerns about his age? Do you have any concerns about whether or not he should be the nominee?
I mean, I think right now, when it comes to the president's age, folks are talking about how he's 81, but we have to look at, first of all, Donald Trump is around the same age as
77,
president.
yeah.
He's 77 years old. They could have gone to high school together. And beyond that, Donald Trump has 91 indictments. And what I know who I'm going to choose is going to be one of the most successful presidents in modern American history that passed the Inflation Reduction Act, that got us the American Rescue Plan, that ensured that we could pass one of the largest federal investments in climate change in U.S. history. And as far as we go, as we know, virtually all the filing deadlines have passed. There's already been a primary. Voters have outright rejected Dean Phillips. President Biden is going to be the Democratic nominee, and hopefully he'll be reelected as president of the United States.
There are two wings of the progressive wing of the American left or the American Democratic Party, or call it what you will. And they have very different opinions about what you just saw. And this is not trivial. This is part of determining what is the path of the American left. This is a very simple and straightforward analysis from AOC, which I share on a couple different grounds. First of all, she is correctly pointing out, we've got a couple old guys here. We've got Biden and we've got Trump. If you are honest with yourself and with others, and you look at the presidency of Joseph R. Biden, it is very difficult to come away saying that this has been anything but an extraordinarily successful term. I've given the list before. The list is much longer than we can fit into an hour. Joe Biden involved in passing multiple major pieces of legislation. No president has done more student loan debt forgiveness than Biden. No president has done more proactively to normalize cannabis in the United States. I didn't think Biden cared about cannabis. And he's saying, let's take it off of Schedule 1, which is a must do. I've been talking about it for a decade. He got us out of Afghanistan. It was messy, but we needed to get out, and he got us out. Joe Biden has made a number of small but important changes to Obamacare-related healthcare law, expanding the child tax credit. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on. On paper, this is the most progressive presidency, at least since FDR and probably ever. Joe Biden has surrounded himself with confident, competent people who get the things done that they're supposed to do, period. And AOC is completely right. But then there's the next part of her analysis. This is not a normal horse race, okay? I don't think it would be accurate for me or for corporate media to pretend that this is just, hey, we got two candidates, everything's totally normal and typical. We have two elderly candidates. One of them is under 91 felony indictments. One of them is a former president who already lost and is running again and tried to stay in power after losing and subvert democracy. Everything about this is unprecedented and unusual. But also AOC is right that this talk of kick Biden out, just replace him or whatever. He's the current president of the United States. He's already won every primary that there has been. There's every indication he's going to win every single primary. Dean Phillips lost to Biden with Biden as a write-in. Marianne Williamson has quit. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is no longer running as a Democrat. So it's a bit delusional to think that Biden's going to be kicked out and replaced. Now, if you say to me, David, if Biden weren't president right now, would you be saying out of everybody you could pick, Joe Biden should be the nominee? Obviously not. Obviously not. And Cenk Uygur is going to be back on the show soon, and we're going to delve into this. If we were starting from scratch, my view would be different. But right now, the idea of kicking Biden out, replacing him forcibly, or him stepping aside, if Biden has a major health issue or worse between now and the election, of course he will have to be replaced, and it will be quite an insane situation. But AOC is essentially completely right here. As far as the math, Biden's 81, Trump is 81 minus 3.5, raised to the 91st power, 91 felony counts, and multiplied by Trump's corruption and incompetence. So to me, the math still says Joe Biden. Good for AOC. Now, what's the downside here? There's a wing of the left, a wing of so-called progressives who say she sold out. She no longer is what she once was. She no longer represents the hope and change that she did. It's called being realistic. It's called I ran in one way before I knew a damn thing about how politics works. Now I'm on the inside and I see how it works. She clearly still remains true to the values and principles that got her elected, but her approach tactically is much more pragmatic. Hard to fault her for that. I'm concerned that some progressives have now turned on her on the basis of her just being more realistic.